Welcome to the World of Warcraft Survival Guide for patch 9.2, Eternity's f***ing End. In this guide, we'll take you to the conclusion of what has been one of our longest and shortest expansions. Way to go! Let's go over what you'll be doing during the preseason. Because you have to. Because we're making you. And you like it, don't you? Now call me Daddy. The patch kicks off with a really good and honest try at making a compelling story, before crash landing you into a horrific blinding mess. And in the meantime, you discover a new zone. The journey takes players to the mysterious realm known as Zereth Mortis, where you'll meet a host of new characters, go on new adventures, and ignore everything that doesn't increase your item level. We're excited to take you through final patch content that doesn't look as dark or dreary as Antorus or Nyalotha. This time, you get to suffer through system after system in a vibrant setting. A new campaign for 9.2 will take you through the final story of Shadowlands at the speed of a Disney Plus release, and the excitement of a World of Warcraft patch. Each week, more of the story opens up and more features are made available, and you can't get that time back. Accompanying you in the zone will be Pocopoc, who is a true mascot of the World of Warcraft. And it's not just because I have to use they as their pronoun, but Pocopoc has their own progression system, complete with resource farming and time-gated research. Use the new Cipher of the First One's research to power up your progression and collect new cosmetics, mounts, and pets. Or we'll just mail it to you, because you're too good for that. Tier sets are returning in this patch, and you should be really proud of us. This time, it's not going to be something for just raiders to obtain and enjoy while everyone else complains. All the players that matter will now have an opportunity to find and create sets. Tier will drop from raid bosses, can show up on the Great Vault, and you can convert gear into tier pieces. Now raiders, PvPers, and dungeon explorers can all feel special, knowing that they kept the casuals down where they belong, for Azeroth's elite. Also, players will receive a new legendary as they push through the campaign. It's like the 9.1 legendary, but it can also be worn alongside another legendary. It also changes when you switch covenants, which it should have done in the first place. But now that it's here, be grateful that we solved our own problem. To create tier and upgrade the legendaries, a new currency called Cosmic Flux will drop from completing all sorts of content, like finding treasures and completing quests. Some players might not be big fans of constantly introducing new currencies, so the team is considering changing that to Soul Cinders, so you can run Torghast instead. Oh, so you're fine with it now? Thought so. Now sit down and get Flux. You've been asking for this, and we're not giving it to you, so we're giving you the Jailer's Gauntlet instead. 8 floors and 8 layers of pure punishment await you as you fight a series of bosses and rares in succession. Celebrate your first easy wins, followed by total annihilation from multiple crowd control effects and one-shot mechanics. Each floor is cut down to just a boss room. What better way to celebrate the years of hard work at developing Torghast than to throw it all away? But wait, your favorite version of Torghast is being expanded, with 4 more layers and empowered torments to keep you on the forums to complain, because that's engagement too. 9.2 introduces a brand new mega dungeon that you definitely didn't hear of before. Tazavesh the Veiled Market is being introduced in Heroic, Mythic, and Mythic Plus variants, and is split into 2 sections, the Streets of Wonder and Saleya's Gambit. I think we can all agree that it's a great idea to introduce a new Mythic Plus dungeon in the last season of an expansion. This was totally planned, and we didn't cancel anything at all. Now take a tour of what a real city looks like, unlike what you had to settle for in Oribos. No one's asked for this, so we thought this up all by ourselves and invented a whole new way to PvP with solo queue. A new solo queue brawl is coming in 9.2, where you're thrown into a series of 3v3 matches with 5 other players until you've played alongside with or against each player. Laugh at the rabble that you stomped into the ground, and then cringe in horror when they're your partner in the next match. This brawl will always be up during the patch, unlike the Mage Tower, because leaving that up all the time would be dumb. New crafting recipes will be available now that your career as a booster is in trouble and you could really use the cash. Rare gear can be augmented with perks to make up for the depressing lack of item level. And there's a new feast that's the same as the old one, only this time you get to beg your team for materials. Revolutionary! Once Season 3 begins and playing the game actually matters, the Sepulcher of the first ones will open up. 8 bosses will be available in the first week, with the final 3 the next week, because your complaints are a drug and we can always use a fix. Take your friends and the faceless pugs into a realm as far away from Azeroth as we can possibly take you. That is, until the next expansion, because you heard it here first, we're doing a crossover with the DC Universe from the CW Network. You can learn more on our website at worldofwarcraft.com. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you in patch 9.2.5. Yeah, it's coming, the Shadowlands ain't done with you yet.